So we're not letting Charles pick music anymore. I'm just kidding. Oh, hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Dowlett. I will be your host today. We have a lot to do, so we are not going to mince words about any of it. Today, we are going to be taking a pattern that I found on the internet because Easter is right around the corner. You guys, heads up, Easter's early this year. So I found this cute little bunny pattern. It is adorable. Let's see if I picked the right camera. Nope, I didn't. There we go. Found this cute little Easter bunny pattern. How stinking cute is he? But how many times do you get a pattern and it has it like this, where it's, ×2 for this one, ×4 and all of that. And you're thinking, can I scan this into my machine and will it catch everything? Am I going to have to delete all that out? So we're going to be going through how I would take a pattern like this, or even like a regular pattern you buy anywhere, how I would take a pattern and scan it in my machine and be able to use it when it has all the words. Now, we've done something similar like this on the show, but it didn't have all the words and it didn't have all of this. And people were like, well, yeah, if you just had the outline and you put it in your machine, yeah, that's super easy. But what if it has all the gunk or all the writing and everything like that? What do we do? So I'm going to show you how to break down a pattern. Now, if you are watching this today, the 26th at 3:30 Central Time, I am live and I see you in the comments, guys. Hi, hello. So if you have a question, any question on this one, doesn't even have to be this, put it in the comments for me, and Lauren, our fantastic imaginary friend, will star them for me so I can see them. Hello, we have a new member of AllBrands Behind the Scenes. So Behind the Scenes is our membership group on YouTube. It's $5 a month and you get exclusive content with me, and we have way too much fun in that show. So hello. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So of course, if I'm going to scan something into my scan and cut here, I'm going to use my scanning mat. I was like, where did I put it? It's right there. I'm going to use my scanning mat. Now, do you have to use your scanning mat? You absolutely don't. Do I love using my scan and cut mat for scanning? Yes. Why? Because all my other mats will get gunk on them. I don't know if you can see. There's like debris on it from previous projects. It's dirty. It is. This has no sticky to it. So there's not going to be any gunk that I'm going to have to delete off that happened to be on my mat. So you can use any of your mats to scan. I just like this one because it's clean. It has a clear little sheet, little thing that we're going to open up. So I'm going to take our little bunny pattern and throw them in there. Cute. I'm going to throw them in straight. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and load him into my machine. Now, spoiler, I was cutting out stuff beforehand. I realized how cute this was. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make a few of these. Alrighty. Wrong camera. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty. Now we've got it loaded in. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit scan. Now, do we want a direct cut? No, because direct cut is whenever you're cutting out something. Say we're fussy cutting some fabric, then that's when I would want a direct cut. But I don't want a direct cut whenever it's something like this. One, it's not going to let me because it's my scan mat. It's going to be like, hey, you can't. It's going to read the tops of it. It's going to know what mat's in there and not want to cut out of its own plastic. So don't worry. If you ever say direct cut and you try to cut when you're scanning mats in there, it's not going to let you. Trust me, I've tried. There we go. All right. So we want to scan to cut data. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that one and hit start. Now, something that I recommend is when you are scanning in, the lever on the side, you have a lever that goes to a 2 or a 1 that raises up the internal little bar in there. I would put it down to a 1. Now think about it. The bar is where your scanner is. Do you want it higher if you're doing a scan, or lower, closer to the material, whatever you're scanning? I want it closer to whatever it is because I'll get a better scan. So it'll let you do either or, but put it down to a 1. Just put it. And usually it'll tell you something. If I had it up to a 2 on the side and I go to scan, it would recommend to put it down to a 1. It will still let you scan on a 2 though. So just a heads up. Alrighty. So there's our design. Now, if you notice, it caught the little black box around the design. It caught all the little words, everything like that. This is when I would come in here and I would at least zero in on my bunny a little bit. So those black bars on the outside of it, because it had a border on the pattern, I don't want to see those. So I'm just going to real quick zoom in on them like that. And it just takes those out real quick. Now, I could manually delete them out, but if I could just do it real quick right now, why wouldn't I, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to hit OK. All right, now it's going to turn that scan into an actual design for us that we could cut, that we could draw, that we could do whatever we want to. And don't worry, we've got some stuff to do with this. So it's going to go ahead and recognize it. It does take a few little seconds, but it's not long at all. All righty. There it is. Now you have two different options because right now there's nothing selected. There's nothing. It doesn't know what you want to do, where you want to go. So we could select two options. We could select the outer, which is this one, and it's only going to give us our body, our ears, our arms, which is what I would want. Or we could select the secondary option. There's a reason I don't want this option though, because you're like, oh, it looks the same, but actually it made double lines all the way around the bunny, his ears, it's double lines. That would be great if we wanted an outline of something or inner and outer. But we don't want it to cut inside the body of the bunny and then give us a border. That's weird. We just want the outside of it. So for this, we would select that first option. Alrighty, so I'm going to come back here, select the first option. What it does is it takes out all the writing. You notice how it took out all the writing that told me, oh, you need 4 of this arm, you need 2 of this, you need whatever of this. It took it all out. Now, I do still have a few little bits right here and right here that I have to manually delete out later, but for the grunt work of it, it did it. So we're going to hit OK. All right, where do we want to save to? I always save to my machine. And it's going to bring me right back to that same screen. Now, why is it bringing me back to that screen? In case I want to change something, I decide I don't want something, or I do want those double lines, it's going to go ahead and bring me back to that screen. So I'm going to hit OK. It's going to bring me back to the screen in case I want to choose something additionally, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and hit home, hit OK. Now, if I come to retrieve data down here, remember that's where our saved designs are. I want to go to where I've saved it in my machine. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom. There it is. If you can tell, I've been doing this a bit. And this is the last one that I just saved. All righty, that's her. Let's hit OK. Gorgeous. Now, before I do anything, I am going to go ahead and select the items down here. Edit, trash can, OK. And I'm going to select the ones over here. Trash can. If you ever feel like it won't let you select something, maybe it's really too small, you can come here to those selector tools and then toggle through until you get to something that you want. I'm going to hit trash can. All right, so now we only have our 3 pieces. How perfect is that? Now, according to, I'm going to go ahead and unload this. According to my pattern right here, I need, put this over there. Wrong camera. There we go. I need 2 of his body. I need 4 ears, and I need 4 arms. So whenever I go to this pattern, am I going to just cut out that one thing? No, I'm going to put as many as I can on the fabric. We are making an adorable little strawberry bunny today. So I've got this great strawberry fabric. It has not been pre-treated with anything. It's just regular cotton material. I'm really, really happy I caught that just now. So we are just going to go ahead and lay as much as I can. Now, I did cut this fabric to a 12 by 12 because I'm going to be using the 12 by 12 mat. However, if I wanted to use a 12 by 24 mat and make a giant strawberry bunny, how cute would that be? No, that would be adorable. And you could cut out his whole body the size of a 12 by 24 mat and just like simply align it. That would be so cute. You could absolutely do that. Now, there is not a 12 by 24 fabric mat. So you'd have to put a high-tack support sheet on it. But if you're going to do a 12 by 12, then I highly recommend the fabric mat. So good. So good. My favorite mat. You're not supposed to have favorites. That's my favorite. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at this. All right, we need, how many did our pattern say? 4 ears. So I have my ears right here. Object edit, plus. I'm going to select plus until I get to 4. Hit OK. Now it's going to lay them all on top of each other. That's fine for right now. Don't stress. Don't worry. We need 4 of these arms. However, I did cut out one a little bit earlier, and I was sewing it together and talking to Lauren, our imaginary friend, and I realized the ears are the exact same. So it doesn't matter on those. They lined up. But the arms, hello, Courtney, you need the other side. So I need to flip one of the arms, or I guess 2 sets of the arms. So that's A-okay because we can do that in our scan and cut very, very easily. So I'm going to take my arm right here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add one because I do just need one this side. There we go. I'm going to flip the arm like that. So that way when I put them right sides together, they will be correct. And then hit plus. I need 2 of that size. There we go. I need 2 of this one. There we go. Now, I won't be able to fit a whole nother body on here. I tried. But don't worry, I did cut out one before. So now that we have all of this, Courtney, do I have to go and like lay it all out and do that. You don't worry. Let's hit okay. Okay again. And then I'm going to come to this icon right now. If you've watched the show a lot, you know that is my favorite because it lays it all so nicely where it tries to save a lot of my fabric. So I'm going to select that one. Now, usually the second one's my favorite where it's trying to make some universal, but for the different sizes like this, I'm going to try the first option. All right. Look at that. How cool is it? I really could probably fit another body on here. I really could. Should we try? I think we might. Let's see. All right. I'm going to hit okay. I'm going to add another one. Ooh, wrong one. Ooh, there we go. Edit. Object edit. Plus. Second body. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think I might be able to. Let's see. If not, it'll tell me there's not enough space on my mat. Oh, it did it. Oh, I love when things work out. All right. Fantastic. And look, that's all going to fit in the 12 by 12. I'm very excited about this. I don't know if you guys can notice that. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to hit okay. Oh, you know why it did that? Because I haven't upped the size yet. That's why I did it. I'm going to delete one out. Trust me. Now, there's something I didn't do that I should have done. If you notice on my little paper pattern here, you see those dotted lines that are around? It didn't cut on the dot. It cut right here on the solid line. The dot is a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if I had done this pattern and cut it out manually, I would have known to do that. Now, Courtney, what are you going to do in the scan and cut if it's right on the dot? I can add the 1/4 inch seam allowance really quickly. So let's go ahead. We're going to, I should have done it before I added them. Let's grab the body, object edit, and right here, see that square with the little dots inside? That's your 1/4 inch seam. Turn it on. You can change it from a 1/4 if you want to, but I'm going to leave it a 1/4. And you see that? You see where it's got the blue line and now the black? It's added that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to move her up. 1/4 inch. Oop, right, we go. 1/4. There we go. On. There we go. How wild is that? To quickly add a 1/4 inch seam allowance very, very fast. Now, if I want to draw it out, my scan and cut can draw, so I could absolutely do that, but it's up to you. You don't have to draw it. If you notice, there's got the two lines now, the inner blue one and the outer black one. The inner blue one is the draw line. The outer black one is the cut line. If you saw that arrow it just did down, it's because it thought I was going into a 12 by 24 area, which I don't want to. I want to do this on a 12 by 12. Okay. All right, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I am going to go ahead and tell it to lay it out. I was like, I knew I couldn't before. Why was that? Because I hadn't added a 1/4 inch seam allowance. That's why. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't have been able to add that other body. Absolutely not. Now, you notice the little notches right here in the body. That is because on the pattern itself, it has those notches to meet up. So that way, you know, you're meeting them up correctly. So that is why. So I have those notches on the other piece that I cut out. Spoiler alert, it looks like this. So if I wanted to flip that one, ooh, no blinky camera. If I wanted to flip that one real fast, object edit. I think I need to rotate them to flip. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but my head's telling me to rotate. All right, flip. There we go. Now the little notches would be on the other side, and they'll meet up with the one that I originally cut out. All right, how awesome is this? This is so good. Look, it laid all of my pieces that even rotated a little bit of them to make sure that I could use up as much of my fabric as I possibly could. All right, we're going to hit OK. OK again. OK again. Please select, and we want to cut. How awesome is that? It's so good. All righty. Now, to be able to cut this out today, I am using my thin fabric blade. I absolutely love my thin fabric blade. Now, Courtney, I feel like every time I see you over there using the rotary blade. I do. I love this one. Usually because I'm cutting out felt, wool, something like that that doesn't have a close nap, and it does a great job. But for this is just regular cotton, so I usually just grab my thin fabric blade. Could my rotary blade do it? Absolutely. But do I just gravitate to her sometimes? Yes. So we're going to go ahead and put our fabric down on our mat. There we go. How cute is this little strawberry fabric? Love. I only have a little bit of it left. I'm going to have to go to the Baton Rouge retail store, AllBrands, and get some more because I have been loving creating things out of it. It's just cute and bright and fun. Alrighty. I finally used up all that bee fabric I had, y'all. When I tell you the amount of things that I made out of the little bee fabric was so much fun. I finally used all of it up. I might have to go get some more of that too. All right, so we've got this down on here. I've roughly cut it to a 12 by 12. Now, if you notice it's hanging a little over this black area, that makes me a tad nervous just because that's where the rollers would be. So I'm just gonna cut that back a little bit. If your fabric, well, one, it can't hang over here because this is the front of the mat. You don't want anything hanging out past this. It needs to be able to read. Also, it's not really gonna go in the machine well. I don't want anything on these roller ends right here. And if something hangs off the bottom, that's fine. As long as you're not like scanning in your fabric to like see it. I mean, it's not gonna, well, you could, because it's only gonna scan into about here. So it's not like it's gonna get stuck and like fall in or whatever. But if something's hanging off the back of here and that counts as vinyl and anything like that, your machine does not care. It's just these right here we keep free because of the rollers, and then the top we keep free because that's where our fabric is being fed into. All right, fantastic, fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and load this in my machine. Awesome. All right, there we go. Let's hit start. I love this. This is so much fun. There she goes. So the first time when she went down, that was to calibrate herself. Now she's testing the fabric. You know, on the blades, don't do this, by the way. There's like this little push down. If you push down, it'll actually come down. So let me show you. Let's see this camera. All right. Don't do this, by the way. This is Courtney. Don't do this. So if I was to pull this, you see that blade comes out of that bottom right there. That's how she's pushing down to realize how deep the fabric is, or, you know, how thick and everything like that. So that's how she's calibrating herself. And then she'll know how much to cut, if that makes sense, or how deep to cut. Because on the previous models, the CMs, before we had auto blades, we had to tell it the pressure. We had to tell it the blade setting. And now we don't have to do that because she calibrates herself. It's fantastic. All right, well, she's cutting. Let me answer some of the questions. Let's see. Can you scan in store-bought tissue paper patterns? You can. You can. Usually the only thing is that they don't have a high contrast, so you're going to have to play with your scanner settings. If you ever see, it's the colored lines, the rainbow lines. So you remember when we were selecting the outer or the border, stuff like that? It's going to be like a little rainbow area. Select that. You're going to play with the scanner to lower it or higher. I know, you're fast. I know. She's so show off. I can't. So I would play with your settings to play with your scanner just because it's not going to have a high contrast. It would be better in a scanner. Or I wouldn't put that tissue paper on a regular mat. Like, heaven forbid, do not put that on a fabric mat because it's going to shred it. I would put it in a scan mat or a low tack. And it would give it that white background, which is going to give it a lot of help. Because I've done a few. I did a lot of those John patterns. It wasn't like that brown tissue. It was like, you know, like a beige. And it did great. Like the children's patterns ones, you know what I'm talking about? All right. So let me make sure you guys can see this up close. I love the new camera. How cool is that, right? It's like Swiss cheese. I don't know how to explain it. There we go. How cool is that? That is so neat. This is like one of my favorite things is to see the like, not aftermath, but like, you know, how stinking cool is that? So now the machine did a great job cutting this out. It did great. Our one job that we have is to get it off of the sticky mat without a lot of fraying. Because remember, I did not treat this fabric. This was just regular cotton fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and take a spatula tool and I'm going to come to one of my pieces. So let's say we do this one. I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to wiggle. Now, why do I not want to just rip it up? Because if I did that, one, I'm going to get a lot of fraying. But two, it's going to make my little piece roll up on itself. And that is just not going to be really fun when I'm sewing it down. And I'm also going to have to try to iron it back flat. It's just not an ideal situation. So being gentle with your fabric, even being gentle, you can see I have a bit of fraying. Because it's a super, super sticky mat. I'm actually getting stuck to it while I'm trying to get stuff off of it. It's a very sticky mat. So we want to be gentle. We want to be kind and patient while we get these off. All right, so there we go. We've got our first little piece off. Look at his little arm. Oh, he's going to be cute. All right, let me answer some other questions while I'm doing this because I'm going to be here for a minute. Do you need two of the main body? I do, and I already cut one off before the show. That sounded weird. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. I scan a pattern with a piece on fold. I followed Courtney, gave it in a previous video and welded. But the error says broken path. How do I edit it? Broken path? Broken path. Let my brain process. It's saying broken path. Okay, did you overlap a little bit of it? So if you just mirror it, it's sitting next to each other. It doesn't know to wield those two together because there's nothing overlap. Just overlap just a little hair of it and then try to wield. And that should actually complete the path. Because right now there's nothing, like it feels like it's doing this. Like two pieces are sitting far from each other. Why is my ring always turning? Two pieces are sitting far from each other. It doesn't know that it's supposed to wield those. Even if it's like right here, I'm barely like not touching, it still thinks that those are two individual pieces. So just a little bit of overlap, then wield is your best bet. Yep. She was saying that if you know, like a lot of patterns will tell you to fold and then cut, on the fold. And well, you can't cut two layers on here, folded like that. So I just go ahead and I mirror them and then wield them together. So then I get a whole piece of it. All right, let's answer another one. Good question. Thank you. Let's see. Can you cut Plexic with the scanning cut? And if yes, what blade and what mat would you recommend? Thanks for Plexic. What's Plexic? What is Plexic? I'm not familiar with that. The instinct to Google it real fast is very strong. I'm just going to see real fast. We're going to be quick about it. Let's see. What is Plexic? Because I don't want to tell you yes in case you can't. Let's see. Courtney, focus on the project. Plexic. How did she spell it? Plexus. I don't know what that is. I'm not seeing it. What is that? Is that like a plastic? What is that? Tell me what it is. Let's see. Next question. What mat do you recommend for cork or flannel back vinyl? Flannel back vinyl. Cork, I always go to my fabric mat because my cork is like treated on the back. So like this is some of my cork that I use and it's got this like, fuzzy feel on the back of it like this. So I just use my fabric mat because one, I'm using thick cork. And whenever we're doing something that's very thick, I'm diverting over there. Whenever we're doing something very thick or scanning, our blades are going to maybe have to go through multiple times. And I want something to hold it down very gently. I'm getting stuck to the mat. I want something that's actually going to hold it down whenever I'm trying to cut through multiple times. I don't want it slipping. That is the worst thing that can happen whenever you're trying to cut something out on your scanning cut is whenever you're trying to cut things out and then whatever the material is that you're cutting out moves. It moves and you're like, and you have to hit the oh shoot button is what I call it. It's the pause button on your screen. But I call it the oh shoot button because, oh no, oh shoot. I actually say a different word, but I can't say that on camera. That's the worst thing possibly happen. So my fabric mat is the stickiest mat, and I know it's going to be the one that holds something down the most. So this is the one that I would use the most. So for vinyl, I would go ahead and just use your fabric mat. Yep. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. Let's see. Is the bunny pattern available? I just typed in on Pinterest, I think, good, or Google. No, I think I just on Google. I typed in free bunny pattern. And scrolled around. I think I typed in free bunny pattern printable and it brought me this one. Yep. And it looked like this guy. So he's available online for free. We love free. Free is our favorite word. There we go. Let's see. It's about 1/8 thick, heavy stabilizer. 1/8. All right, someone do math for me. Is that less than 3 millimeters? Because that's how my brain works, is in millimeters, because that's how the scan and cut spraying works. You can switch things to inches, but 3 millimeters is the thickest that you can cut. So if it's underneath 3 millimeters, you're golden. If it's thicker than 3 millimeters, don't put that in your machine. Someone tell me in the comments, because now I'm curious. Thank you, Barbara Jones, for the comparison. She gets it. All right, I'm being really bad. I don't know if you can tell I'm starting to shove it because I want it to come off really badly and I get more fraying. Do as I say, not as, what is it? Do as I say, not as I do. It's one of those moments. All right, there you go. It's because I'm getting excited. He's going to be so cute. I can feel it. All righty. All right, we've gotten it off of our mat. We have to be very good and protect it and put the protective cover back on the mat because that makes our mats last longer. All right, protective covers. I know some people like to just leave them off, but think dust in the air is getting on there. Pet fur, my fur, you know, my hair is getting on there. Goodness knows what's going to put your protective covers. It'll make your mask last longer. All right, so we have all of our little pieces. He's so cute. Again, we could have made him larger. Now, something, if you are going to make him larger, and let's say that you're going to make him really big, so the 12 by 24 mat, you want to make them super, super large. And you're like, wait, how do I resize this? Resize by percentage. It's an option in the machine. Resize by percentage, because if you're going to be doing it on multiple mats, say all the pieces can't fit on there. If I resize him, I might forget, oh no, how big? Because if I resize this, it's going to be a different size than if I resize this. If I am going to remember, oh, I clicked it this many times, no, just do it by the percentage. And then that way, you know, you've enlarged everything by a percentage equally instead of by its size, because these are two different sizes in the machine. Does that make sense? I don't know. All right, I'll show you how to resize percentage. All right, so we've got all of our pieces here. I'm going to lay them all out so I can get my brain right. There we go. We've got his body. I have another body over here that I cut out earlier. How cute. Now, if you notice, the little notchies, if I was to put these right sides together, boop, 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 the little notchies meet up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Gonna lay his little leg over there. All right, got two bodies. Perfect. And I can just cut these notches off later after I sew it, but it's just so I know that I laid him correctly together. I could do a better job laying him correctly better. All right, we've got two of our little ears. Oh, we need 4 ears. Where's our other ears? There's our other ears. We've got our arms right here, and we made sure to flip them so that way when we put them right sides together, they actually meet up like this. Same thing for this guy over here. There we go. Perfect, perfect. All righty. Now, I did go ahead, let's see, put these right sides together. Boop. Boop. How fast and easy is that, right? It's so good. Now, I did go ahead and sew one of my little ears together, so right sides together, and I did a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so we've got one little ear there already sewn. I went ahead and sewed the second ear together and then filled him with some polyfill because I was very curious of how he was going to come out. I wanted to see him. Alrighty, and I even sewed one of my little arms together already. We've got some movie magic happening, so I can take this one away. But I need to sew this arm together, so let's jump over to my machine. Now, something really, really exciting about my machine is I have a new foot on it. If you guys have hung out with me lately, you know there's something I can't stop talking about. I know, surprise, surprise. Let me go ahead and take it off my machine. This foot right here. I am so excited. So this foot right here is the one that we're going to be using to sew. Now, Courtney, that looks really, really different. Hurry, put in the comments if you know what this foot is. This is the brand new SA227 foot. Now, they consider this a zipper foot. Zipper foot or a piping foot or anything like that. I love it because when I'm piecing anything, I want a small foot so I can see. I also like the foot, if you can notice how it bends up. It's like a little duckbill that bends up. I love that because if I'm going and sewing on something and maybe there's part of it that's flipped up or something's not right, this is just going to breeze over it and not accidentally hit into it, get stuck on it. It's just got like a little clearance, if that makes sense. It's going to go past it with that little clearance. I absolutely love this foot. Now, this originally only came with the Celeste machine. You could only get this foot in the box with the Celeste. They finally released it separately. Oh, thank you, Lauren. She just linked it. Thank you. They finally released it separately. So I have one for my Celeste. My Celeste usually stays at home. It's my travel machine. My Avenir, I didn't want to take it from my Celeste and put it on the Avenir. So I've been unpatiently waiting for it to come out separately. Literally, I have the box here. I was in the warehouse and they were like, oh, look what came in. And I just grabbed it and ran. All right, I manhandled the box. We're not going to talk about that because I wanted to get this out. So I love this foot. It's fantastic. You can, of course, do it. Let's see if you guys can see it closer. You can do it down the center or the left or the right. But something that's really cool is you can put, and they don't recommend this. This is just me playing with it. I like to put ribbon through that little opening and then pull it to the back and kind of use it like a couching foot, but for ribbon. It's really, really, really fun to do. But it's got this like, I know Teflon is like a name brand, but it's got that like Teflon-y feel. So if I'm sewing on like, what is that vinyl? It's like that plastically clear vinyl stuff. It glides through it fantastically. So I absolutely love this foot. It's so good. So I'm very, very excited that I get to have it on my Avenir now. So we finally got these in the warehouse. They are shipping out right away. But I went ahead and just stole one from the warehouse. Am I sorry? No, I'm not. All right, I'm gonna put this back on my machine. Wrong camera. There we go. All righty. put it on my machine. All right. Put it on. Fantastic, fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. Again, I like to be able to see what I'm doing. I like just to be able to see. All right, we've got our little arm here. Put down. Oops, sorry. Quarter inch. I did this perfectly earlier. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, one-handed. There we go. There we are. Not too bad one-handed. I'm trying to keep my other hand out of the camera for you. Not bad. Okay. And what I did was on the side of the machine. So if you notice right here on the side, I just use that side as my quarter inch. And I just follow that all the way around as I'm doing it. It's fantastic. Absolutely love that foot. All right. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So we have her. I'm going to flip her right sides out because I'm impatient. Here we go. Let's see. All right, while I'm doing this, I'm going to answer some questions. Oh, thank you. I read that one. Fantastic. Here we go. All righty, I'm going to use my handy dandy little paintbrush tool. It's a paintbrush, and I like it because it's got a point on it, but it's not going to actually like stab anything. So it's what I've been using to turn stuff. There is that purple thing, and I love that thing, but I don't know what I did with mine. So this is what's been nearby. Gorgeous. All right. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and give it a quick little iron. Just because sometimes they get a little wrinkly whenever we flip them right sides out. Perfect. All righty. Now I've got some polyfill right here. You know, just a little bit. That I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of. And I'm going to stuff, and I've stuffed one ear, but I'm going to go ahead and stuff the other ear and the little bitty arms before we sew them into the body. Now, if you don't want to put polyfill in your ears and you want them to be floppy, you absolutely could. Will that foot fit on the Luminaire? It absolutely will fit on the Luminaire. Yep, it will. Yep, yep, yep. You're good. Yep, it's a high shank foot. It will fit on most Brother machines. So it definitely will fit on the Luminaire, Stellaire, tons of them. Yep. That's why I was so excited about whenever I start playing with it on my Celeste. I was like, oh, I like this. And they were like, I was like, can I get one for my Avenir? And they were like, no, not yet. Not yet. You have to wait. And I'm like, what? And now she's available separately. So that's the SA 227 foot. If you're looking up Brother feet, that is fantastic foot in my opinion. All righty. There's that. And there's another thing coming out soon that the warehouse is so sick of me asking if it's here yet. I think they're glad that there's at least one thing. And I'm like, it's here. Yay. So I can stop asking for it. Look, it's whenever you have a favorite foot or you start finding things, you're like, oh, I really like this. It does what I want. You appreciate it. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and stuff our arms too. Oh, the link isn't working for you. Oh, Lauren, can we redo the link for her, please? If you go on our website, allbrands.com, and type in SA227, it should pull up too. Yeah. Yeah. And they have tons of them in the warehouse. That's why I didn't feel bad about taking one. Usually I feel like a little bad about taking something. No, I took it. I was like, you have a bunch. You're not going to need this one. It's fine. There we go. Can you scan store-bought in tutu patterns? Yeah, we just talked about that a minute ago. Yeah, you absolutely can. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Because I'm just addicted to finding patterns online right now. Like, yes, I can go into the store and like buy patterns, but it's very dangerous, the amount of patterns that are available to me online that I can purchase. It's not great. I mean, it's great, but like, you know, it's a little addictive. All right. Does the tool fit the NQ3700 machine? Yes. I want to say yes. I want to say yes. Yep. That's a high shank machine if I'm remembering correctly. There we go. Lauren, can you double check me on that one? But I want to say yes. Oop. Believe me, you're going to love it. It's like, it's a glide. It glides. I don't know how to explain it. It's the funnest thing. All right, there we go. We've got our arms. Boop, boop, boop. We've got our two little ears. And we're going to go ahead and take our body of our, I almost called him a machine. No, our body of our little bunny. How cute is he? All right, I've met up his feet. I met up everything else. Now I'm going to go ahead and open his little head like that. And we're going to take 2 of his ears and we're going to put them to the inside. I like to make them where they come out just a little bit past his ear. And then, ooh, I filled those up so much. This is going to be a blast. All right. And then usually I would take some Wonder Clips, but I cannot find my Wonder Clips. It's because I travel around with them so much because I love them. I can never find them. But I like to usually put a little Wonder Clip right here on his little ears. That way all the pieces are together. It's our top, our ear, and our bottom. If you want to go ahead and take your little bunny like this and just stitch, just do a little tack stitch right there. And then for his all arms too. Now this is when you get to decide, do you want his arms facing down? Or do you want his arms facing up? Or do you want him to say hi and have one of his little arms up? I'm going to have his little arms facing down. But if you want to bring it over to your machine and, oh, sorry, it needs to be like this. There we go. If you want to bring it over to your machine real fast and just do a little tack down stitch, I highly recommend that because whenever you're trying to make sure all the layers together, it possibly something could shift. It could be out of line. So I'm going to go ahead and meet up my little arms, meet up my little ears like this. That way, whenever I go to stitch them down for real, it's going to be a lot easier for me. I'm already going to be worrying enough about accidentally hitting them when I go around his body or anything like that. I don't want to have to worry about, you know, it not catching and then heaven forbid I sew it all around, flip it right side out, and then one of his arms is missing. Like, we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring all of this over to my sewing machine. Alrighty, here we go. Let me zoom you guys out. Y'all are so close. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do my little ears first. Ah, I lost an ear. There we go. I don't think there was really a rhyme or reason of which ear was which, but I want their ears to kind of be sticking out a little bit. Like whenever it's good, it's like, whoop. All right. So I've got all the fluff in the bottom part right here. I've kind of pushed it away from this area. So that way I'm not having to go over so much bulk. But whenever I turn everything right side out, I can kind of encourage the fluff to go back into that area. Or I want to leave it droopy right there. And then that would be really cute. Because then he'll have little droopy ears. All right, put my foot back on there. And this again is just a little stitch to encourage it to want to stay down. All right, fantastic. Okay, same thing with this guy. Let me make sure I'm lining these up. I mean, it would be kind of cute if he had a loppy ear, but let's give it our best. Okay. Fantastic. So now we've got our little ears. How cute is that? All right, spoiler alert, that's how cute they are. And we're gonna do our arms. So we just have to think, okay, what is it gonna look like whenever we're coming through? So we want it like this. I'm gonna put a little pass just to give myself some insurance. I love this butt. Love this butt because I don't feel like I have all this bulk near my thing that I have to do. I mean, I love like the walking foot and anything like that. It's fantastic, but it's just nice when you don't have all that bulk you have to worry about. Okay. There we go. Just something slim. All right, there we go. So we've technically tacked it all down, but made it a little bit easier on ourselves. All right, so we've got her. Let me switch back to this camera. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. All right. It's so cute. All right, we're going to pull that in. There we go. Now we can lay this on top like this. And then we're going to go ahead and sew all the way around, leaving a little gap. So I'll probably leave one right here. And that way we can flip it all right out, add our filling into it, and then probably whip stitch or machine close it, however you prefer. So this would be a great time if I had my Wonder Clips. I don't know what I've done with them. It's because I love them and I carry them around everywhere and I must leave them. I bet it's like a trail of Wonder Clips wherever I've been. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and start where I want to leave that opening. Make sure I'm meeting it up. I'm going to be careful with the arms and the ears and everything that I've already put inside of the bunny, because I don't want to accidentally grab something that I did not intend and then accidentally sew that together. There we go. Go ahead and make sure everything's lined up correctly. I'm going to back stitch right here just because whenever we go to, sew everything or pull everything right sides out, I don't want anything misshaping. His ear is making this so fun. That's sarcasm. There we go. Ooh, I could have gone closer on that one. All right, move his little ears again inside. Straighten him back out. Move this little ear away so that way I can meet this fabric up. There it goes. I'm going way past the organizing allowance. Okay. Meet up his foot. I'm going to make sure his little arm's out of the way. There we go. Get his little other arm, encourage it to go in there. He's like hugging himself now. Let's see. There he is. There he goes. Move up his little leg. All right. Oop. I almost went all the way around. I'm going to have to open that up a little bit more because, oh no, I'm good. That's a good enough opening, right? Yeah, I can totally turn everything right sides out in that little opening. All right, here we go. He's going to be so cute. I'm dying. Not actually. All right, let's turn him right sides out. All right, while I do that, let me answer some questions. Will you have another AllBrands Academy in San Antonio later this year? Judy, that is the plan. What the dates are, I do not know. I have kind of a rule with myself. Let me switch back to this one. I kind of have a rule with myself that I won't plan the next round of academies while I'm in an academy, just because I'll get things mixed up in my head, you know? So I usually give myself a little bit of grace to plan out the next ones until I'm done with this round. He's so cute. All righty. But yes, the plan is to have another one later this year. I usually it's like a every 6 months kind of thing. Yeah. but it depends on what location. Some locations will get them every 6 months. Some locations get them once a year. So San Antonio is usually a location that gets it twice. Alrighty, there we go. Here we go, his little foot. I forgot what I was poking out. It was his foot. All right, go the other foot. How much fun would this be to make a huge one? But I love this because we always find really cute fabric, you know, in the stores and everything like that. It's so much fun to make different things with it. I didn't know what the strawberry fabric needed to be when I purchased it. All right, it let me know later. It became a lot of different things. How cute is he? He's so cute. Oh, I need to poke out his head. There we go. All right, so there we go. We've got our little bunny shape. He's so cute. All right, he looks a little funky right now because I haven't filled him with polyfill yet. So we're gonna go ahead and fill him up. Where's the opening? There it is. Gonna go ahead, fill his feet up so that way he has feet. Now I like to take small pieces of polyfill and work in certain areas like his little feet like this, and then fill up his little foot, instead of like taking a huge wad of it and trying to shove it in there at once. And then it's hard to get in the smaller areas. So I would recommend just working in small little batches. It is crazy surprising how much polyfill it takes to fill something. It's crazy. It feels like it eats it up. It's wild. Now, if you don't have polyfill, you could also use a number of different things. You could use scrap fabric if you wanted to. I just like polyfill because it gives it that plushy kind of feel to it. So I usually buy the big bags or buy the big boxes of it, and absolutely love that. Feet are so stinking cute. I cannot with this little bunny right now. But Easter is around the corner. So are you sewing things? Are you going to sew like Easter baskets? That is something on my list to sew, are some Easter baskets. And I want to go ahead and get them done now than later. All right, he's got little legs. He's so cute. Let's see. All right, we're gonna fill up his head, put some fluff over there, give him a good brain. Now you could fill this up however much you want to, or however little that you want to. You could put a little face on him. A lot of times with something like this, you could sew a little face, or you could use your cutter machine like Scan and Cut and go ahead and cut out a little face for him. If you have an SDX 330, and I'm not sure on the 230, but I know on the 330, there's a Mickey Mouse face in there that you could use. And we're gonna fill up his tummy. He needs a big old tummy. So he can be cuddly, right? How cute is he? Okay, one, I love that the polyfill is making his ears want to stand up, and I did not sew those on straight, so they're kind of like, he's a little confused, but I love him. He's so cute. How cute is he? That is so much fun. Oh my goodness. How fun would this be if you wanted to put in something? Oh, I love when his ears droop down. That's adorable. If I had filled them more polyfill and actually bended it out, they would stick up straight. But I kind of love that he's a little droopy. You could even encourage one ear to want to stick up and one to stick down. That would be a lot of fun. But have you ever scanned a pattern in your Scan and Cut? Have you used the new SA227 foot? I'm cheating because I can't remember the top of my head, and the packaging's right here. So they're both a lot of fun. I'm excited to get that foot because that's the foot that I want to start piecing with. I don't know why. It's small and it's just straight line with that 1/4 inch. I'm going to love that. All right, guys, let me know down below. Do you want to make one of these cute little guys? Do you want to make something much bigger? Now, do you realize how easy it is to cut out patterns in your machine? Did you realize that you could put a seam allowance on it that quickly? And then it went ahead and added to the design. I could have drawn it out, but honestly, I just went ahead and added it. And then I knew I could follow a 1/4 inch on my machine. So super, super easy. Oh, let me answer any questions. Oh, no, I answered that one. I did good. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Now, next week, we are going to have a recorded video. It's not going to be live because I will be in Houston setting up for AllBrands Academy. So I'm very, very excited. I do believe there's 2 spots still open for AllBrands Academy, Bossier City. I'm loving this guy. He's so cute. Bossier City, if you do want to attend an AllBrands Academy this run, I do believe there's 2 spots open for the Bossier City. And don't forget that the Brother Scan and Cut, if she's underneath the polyfill, is available on our website, allbrands.com. And when you do purchase your Scan and Cut through us, you get my masterclass for free. And that is an AllBrands exclusive because it is only through AllBrands because I made it for AllBrands. So if you do want to, if you are looking at a scan and cut, I highly recommend buying it from AllBrands. And that is in our store or on our website, allbrands.com, that my masterclass comes free when you buy the scan and cut. And don't forget about the SA227 foot. We have them right now, but I have a funny feeling they're going to go fast. So Lauren did link that, but it is available on our website as well. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I will see you guys next week for even more videos. I will see you Saturday for AllBrands After Hours, where we're doing a really fun video. We're going back to basics, and we're going to be going over cutting out appliques with your Brother Scan and Cut. I'm very excited for that video. It's adorable. The design. All right, guys, I'll see y'all then. Y'all have a good night. Bye.